Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff to spice up the bedroom is even better. Whether you're buying a gift for your sugar baby or just for yourself, you can get 50% off at adamandeve.com when you enter the code CANDY at checkout.
And that's not all. Adam and Eve will include 10 tantalizing free gifts, a sexy item for him, a special gift for her, and a third item all partners can enjoy. Plus, you'll receive 6 free spicy movies.
But the best part is the free shipping.
You can get all of this at adamandeve.com using code CANDY at checkout.
That's CANDY.
So, Shelby, what are you getting me?
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Candy Girl. I'm your host, Shelby.
And I'm your co-host, Emily.
And today our guest is Celeste. She was a sensual massager. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. So I'm Celeste. I'm actually new to Texas. I'm 28 years old. I'm from the West Coast. I practice sensual massage, and I'm really excited to be here and to speak with you all.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you.
Okay.
So how did you hear about this, first of all? How did you hear about, how did you know that this was an option? Sensual massage was an option.
So it's really interesting. I actually went to massage school right out of high school because I was like, I don't want to go to a lengthy program. And I actually was working for professional places before, but I felt like the whole environment was too sterile, I guess. I didn't really like it. So I was about to give up massage, and then I found a posting on Craigslist for all male massage, providing massages to, male customers. And I kind of got, the idea. I didn't really know too much about it, but I showed up, and basically this lady hired me. She had her own private space and was hiring young girls to work for her, and that's how I got into it. Yeah.
That's so interesting. And you did this in the West Coast, you said?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
So how long have you been in Texas for?
I've been here since 2018.
Okay. And this is something you're just now getting back into?
Well, I didn't really want to give it up, but it was kind of crazy because after Backpage went down, it just seemed like everything was crazy. My business dropped a lot. And so I was kind of ready at that point. I had been working. I had my own practice out of my house. I had 2 massage rooms and things were great, but I was wanting to travel. So I ended up taking a road trip down the West Coast and ended up in Vegas because I always wanted to live in Vegas. And so when I got there, I was going to set up shop there, but I ended up meeting my ex online. So he's like, come to Texas. I'm like, all right, a new adventure. And he didn't want me to do this work, so I had to stop, unfortunately, but...
Well, now he's your ex, and now you can do whatever the fuck you want. We
exactly
love that.
Right. Yeah, and I always told him, I was always upfront about who I am, and he just had no respect for it. He's like, he was one of those people that just looked down on people like me, even though I explained to him I've always had a professional space, and I'm just a free spirit. That's what I want to do. So,
why do you feel like people look down on sex workers?
Honestly, it's a whole power thing. You know what? It's pussy is power, and they just don't want to see, women have power just by using their bodies. And that's messed up,
Oh,
So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, when women take control of their sexuality, who knows what else they'll take control of?
I love that. Why do you think it's important to respect sex workers?
I think it's important just because sex is a part of life. Why are we stigmatizing something that everybody and their mother does? You know what I mean? It's 2020. We need to come to a place where we can just live and let live. That's so important. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. That's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, I love it.
So explain step by step, I guess, what would happen when a client comes to you.
So when a client comes to me, I have my space set up really nice. I've got candles and music going, and basically I just tell them to get undressed. I'm like, all right, get undressed, hop on the table, and then, we go through the typical, if they want a body rub, I can offer that. But I actually know how to massage, so I do, Swedish or deep tissue, and then that's for probably 40 minutes or so on the back, and then have them flip over, and then get to business. You want me to go like in full detail or?
It's up to you, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, a lot of guys, they come in and they want, a sensual like finish, happy ending, as everybody calls it. So we'll do that, and then sometimes I offer like mutual touch where they can touch me, and then I personally offer full service too. So if they want that, they can have that as well. But a good amount of my clients actually want the massage portion too. So
that's interesting.
I know I would.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's nice. So and I get told that I have really like magic hands and good pressure and all that. So yeah,
that's cool.
So I feel like a lot of guests when they come on the show, they have like a couple particular stories in mind that kind of stand out. Maybe about really good clients or super whack clients that made you second guess yourself or anything in between. Do any stories stand out to you in particular?
I mean, I definitely have some crazy stories, and it's amazing the type of clients you meet. Like I've met some pretty well-off clients that have come to me, and it's almost like, people that are in these positions of power, like if they're a lawyer or a doctor or things like that, they feel like they can just let loose with me. Like I've always been told that I'm easy to talk to, and can I just say whatever? Or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this dentist comes to see me, and he has like a backpack, and he like inside he had like all this Coke on him.
Nice.
Yeah. So like I don't do that stuff. Like I'm actually sober. I've been sober for a year now, and it's really helped.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. It's been hard, but I feel so much more clarity. And so anyway, I just thought, that's not a good idea to mix that with my work. So he was just kind of getting high, and then he just starts handing me like hundreds, and he's like, "Oh, this is great," and like, yeah, just massage me, and he just like was just paying me a lot, and so I just thought that was kind of crazy,
to just do coke and like be massaged.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, this is where my practice is, and this and that. Check out all my Google reviews." And I'm just like, "Oh wow,
check out my Google reviews."
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's like, "If you ever need some dental work, come and see me," and this and that, and I'm like, I couldn't believe this dentist was like, just letting loose like that.
That sounds like a cool ass dentist.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know if I would want them to work on my teeth, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Are most of your clients male?
Oh yes, yeah. I would say. I mean, I've never had any female clients, so yeah.
That's interesting. I always am curious, and I want to hear your perspective. Okay. Why do you think men are the consumers of sex work more often than women?
Honestly, I think it's because women are told to suppress their sexuality. Like I've often spoken with like guys and been like, we don't have services like you guys have, and I think it'd be kind of cool if they had services like that for women and it was like more common. I mean, they have like porn, and then there's like porn that's catered to women, but I think society just makes it so that men are able to express that side of themselves more.
Yeah, I agree fully.
As long as women are taking the money they deserve.
Yeah. Speaking of money, how do you decide what you're gonna charge, and then how do you decide like what you're gonna offer? Like, do you choose by client, or do you just have all of the like a smorgasbord of offers and then they can choose?
Well, it's kind of based off of what everybody else is charging in the area, and I've learned that it's different in different areas. Like I made more money out in California when I was traveling down there. It seems like in this area it's pretty standard and similar to like other states that I've been to on the West Coast. But yeah, it's just I kind of have 3 rates. It's like either just massage with happy ending, mutual touch, or the full service. So do you want to know how much I charge, or?
I'm kind of curious, yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, typically if it's just like the massage with the happy ending, it's $100. If it's the mutual touch, it's $160, and then everything is $200. So, and I typically get tipped too, so.
Good.
Yeah. And do you like choose, like if you have a client come in and you're like, no, I don't want them to touch me, or do you're just like, whoever?
I don't really care, like I love people, and I'm a lot different than other girls that I've heard about. Like I feel like I really look at the person, who they are, and I actually am into like metaphysics and spirituality as well. So I feel like the type of work that I'm doing is actually healing work. I feel strongly about that. I don't feel like I should judge people, and even if they come in and they're gross, I can just kind of give them what they need, and send them back off. So,
Hopefully as a better person.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love
That's
the
really
healing
beautiful.
aspect of it. Because I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I honestly think that people are grumpy because of, sexual attention.
Well,
or like,
yeah. I once read an article written by this girl who was like constantly a mistress in men's lives, and she was saying how like these men don't get the sexual satisfaction that they need from their wives, so that's why they find it somewhere else, and they're like, I haven't been touched in so long and it hurts so badly that my wife doesn't touch me, so it feels so good when you do it. And I think that's where sex work can play a great part. And also sex workers tend to be like therapists for people sometimes, like half of it is talking to these men and getting to know them and, helping them out with whatever they're going through.
Big time. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, like when my clients come to me, they just let loose everything, all their problems, stuff with work, stuff with their spouses. And I feel good about helping them just relax in that moment. And, when you orgasm, it's like a release of tension and you just get that junk out. In order to heal, you have to get junk out. Like people have all these trapped emotions, how they feel like they have to act in the workplace or in society. And like when they come to me, they can just let loose. So I like that.
Does that ever get like taxing for you?
For a while it did, like I wasn't in the right place mentally myself, and I wasn't doing a lot of self-care. So I would self-medicate with alcohol. I drank very heavily for a number of years. And then one day I just was like, this has to stop. And when I did, I hadn't been dealing with my own emotions. And so I went through about a year of intense panic attacks and anxiety, and I was like, where is this coming from? But it was just all those emotions I had held in and just tried to be there for other people. But self-care is important.
Yeah, my therapist and I talk about constantly the notion of you have to put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others.
Yes.
That's one thing that I preach. They're like, oh my gosh, I want to help all these people. And I'm like, your life is falling apart. Don't worry about them right now. You won't be able to help them if you try right now.
I'm so bad about that.
Yeah. I know, Shelby. Honestly, my favorite thing about this podcast is the fun stories.
Stories.
I love stories.
So let me see.
I guess what range of clientele? You said it was mostly well-off men?
Well, no, it's actually middle class. I mean, depending on where you work at, like I right now live kind of in a suburban part of Austin, like north. So it's guys that just have regular jobs, like office jobs, construction workers, things like that. And then occasionally there's clients that are well off. So it's a mix.
How do you find clientele?
So things have dramatically changed since Backpage closed down. And it's been difficult, but things, like you can't just get rid of the desire and the need for these type of services. So basically everything's shifted. Like right now I've actually used Craigslist, but it's kind of hard to keep ads up there. I've used dating websites, sometimes social media, different areas like that for right now.
Would you give like a brief description of what Backpage is?
Oh, Backpage, yeah. So that was the main website to advertise online for, sex-related services like, escorting, massage, things of that nature,
Yeah, and it got taken down in like 2017, right?
I think officially 2018, but it was like 2017 where they started to have issues. And prior to that, it was like Craigslist. But now things have shifted to like Switter, which is, do you guys know of that?
What is Switter?
Switter. So Switter is like the sex worker Twitter.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. I was like, but maybe I'm wrong.
I love that. Twitter.
Yeah, so it's a sex worker friendly platform, and they you can just post whatever on there. Like sometimes on these other websites, they just don't want you to post sex friendly stuff, so they'll take it down. But this one is it's emerged as the replacement for that.
Why do keeping keep taking stuff down like that? Like, do they think they're protecting workers or just keeping people from like
illegal?
Yeah.
So, and I said that in quotations.
They don't want to be held accountable or liable for
soliciting sex.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest struggle of your profession?
The biggest struggle I think honestly, I feel like just the stigma, just I've have stories where like, I mean, I was really successful when I was on the West Coast, and I'm trying to get back to that level here, even though I'm new. But it seemed like I put my face out there and everything like that, and it's just like people would like notice me from ads or text me mean things or just, and I'm like, well, what's the reason for that? Like, I'm a professional. I treat people with kindness and things like that, but it's just you are like looked down on.
Yeah, I can
honestly,
imagine.
I've gotten texts like, "Oh yeah, I saw you at the grocery store. Oh, you're such a bitch. You're a whore. This and that."
What
and
the
I'm like,
fuck?
yeah, I'm like, okay. I'm like, but you're not gonna, show me who you are. You're just gonna anonymously.
People just anonymously send messages like that?
Yeah. Or if you say something like, "Oh yeah, this is my rate and this and that," and they don't agree with it. "Oh, that's too much. Oh, you're not even pretty. You're ugly. You're fat. You're this and that." And I'm just like, okay, peace and love. Have a good day.
Dude, respect sex workers. That makes you so angry.
Men, the worst. I'm assuming it's all men.
Oh, yeah. But actually, I've gotten messages from spouses, too, like, "I'm going to find you. I'm going to report you to the police and this and that." And I'm just like, really? Like, why are you coming at me like that when you could be speaking to your,
I know. I think
husband?
those poor wives just want somebody to blame besides themselves for their themselves and their husbands.
But
like,
people have needs, though. It's like, if you're not receptive to your partner's needs, why would you be surprised if they're seeking that elsewhere? The needs don't go away.
Right. It's like, it's okay if you don't satisfy their needs, but you have to give them permission to get it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So,
or they should at least
healthy.
communicate to you that
or
that's what
like
they're
let
going to
them
do.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it shouldn't get taken out on you.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed. Have you ever doubted your profession? Have you ever been like, oh, I don't know if this is for me?
I have, and it's only when I've gotten like a negative review. Like, I remember I used to be on the forums. There's this website called TNA Board, very prevalent on the West Coast, and it's just a shit show. It's nothing but like, the anonymous like trolls on there, and then like there's actual reviews and lots of information, and then the girls really put themselves out there, but then people can just write whatever. So this guy, he came to see me, and he just was really like carrying so much baggage. Like, he just was miserable in his life, and like I think I didn't like use the right pressure or something like that, but he just kept it in and didn't tell me. So afterwards he's like, yeah, it was terrible, this and that, and blah blah blah. And so I let my emotions get the best of me, and I just went all out, and I was like, how dare you? You should have spoken to me in person. And then it's like, it was pages long, this like, this topic on there about like how I'm the worst person ever just because, one person didn't like me, and like I have just stellar reviews aside from that. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I get
in
that.
those times that you're like, okay, well, I put so much effort into this, and it's like, just one interaction that's not perfect just kind of messes things up, and it's like, oh gosh, they can like just trash your whole image online. Like one person can, and that's kind of like society is turning that way, so it's kind of scary. Everything's online, and like,
Yeah.
That's the thing I feel like not freaks me out the most about men, but something that really bothers me. Like, I went and saw The Invisible Man earlier. This is so unrealistic. Like, this would never happen. But like, it was basically about this woman who's trying to escape her abusive ex, and he like terrorizes her and like stalks her. But like, I was watching this and I was like, this could apply to real life, because like men will call your business and, say something shitty, and then your business is like, well, we don't want this kind of drama. Like, we're going to have to let you go, or trash your image. And then people are going to be like, oh, well, if she has all these bad reviews, like something like that recently happened to us, didn't it, Emily?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But it's just it's very entitled and very vindictive. And I feel like when you work in a profession where men sometimes feel like you owe them something, I feel like you might come across that a lot.
Oh, yeah. I would agree with that, definitely. Yeah.
Would you ever consider going into something else?
So it's funny, like, I follow trends and it seems like everything is going digital. I haven't really seen like a platform that's taken over for Backpage, and I feel like people are transitioning into like doing online content. So I am interested in that. I don't know too much about it, but I just created like a social media page, and I'm interested in doing actually like some videos because I'm very creative and expressive, and I think I'm gonna go that route, and probably just still do massage, like on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OnlyFans might be a really good platform.
Yeah. Yeah, I signed up for that. It seems like there's a lot of like promotion you have to do like all day. You have to be on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Oh, what kind of noises come out during a sensual massage?
What kind of noises?
Is it just like moans, or does anybody ever like squeal? Has anybody ever cried?
Oh my goodness. So it really ranges, and like, you wouldn't expect for somebody that looks a certain way to like make certain noises. Like it could be the biggest guy and he's just like moaning so high pitched, or
I can recreate the noises for you if you want.
Yeah, like kind of like a animal, like a whining, like or something. I don't know. And you just are like smiling, like, oh, that's good, even though you're like, what?
I feel like that would be the hardest part for me, is like trying to remain serious while people are doing things like this and like not laugh.
Keeping my composure would definitely be the hardest part.
Yeah. Do you have any methods for that?
Honestly, I'm just the type of person, like, you just have to put yourself in a place where you're like trying to help somebody. Like it's like I'm not gonna say I don't think about the money, but like I am there to like just help this person and have fun, and I get so much out of it. Like I just feel like so good, like that they're just like building me up, like making me feel good. If I didn't do this job, I would probably be way more insecure about myself, the way I look, but like I get just compliments like all the time about how I look, and I feel great. Like there's women out there that are like gorgeous that think they look like shit just because of like some advertisement they saw, but it's like, are you kidding me? Like anybody would be so lucky to be with you, or there's guys willing to just like worship you. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm not worried about that anymore.
And just from here in the studio, our guest is hot as fuck.
It's true.
Can confirm.
Thank you.
We do have a lot of guests that will come on and be like, sex work has really changed my perception of myself, and I'm so much more confident.
It's
because
empowering.
of it. Has it for you changed the way you view sex?
It has, and I'm not gonna say it hasn't jaded me a little bit, because like sometimes the act itself can be kind of like monotonous, and there are a lot of guys that are really bad at it, unfortunately.
We know.
Yeah, so like during those times you're just kind of like, okay, this is cool, this is great, and you might have to act a little bit, but like at the same time it's a connection too, and like it's taught me about what I like and what I don't like, and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's interesting. So a lot of girls that we talk to, most of the girls we talk to are like strippers or cam girls, sugar babies, and they can work with other sex workers a lot, so they have a community, but your practice is more like independent and individual. So do you feel like you're part of the sex work community at all? Like, do you have other friends that do this?
Not in the area right now, and when I was on the West Coast, I did know some, and we primarily used the forums. There was like specific forums or websites for stuff like that. And they actually would have like meet and greets. You could go to a meet and greet and then see a room full of like escorts or, massage girls. And then there would be like the clients. But it wasn't like anything was going on. It was just to kind of exchange information and, like network. So
yeah,
I'm looking for that out here though. And like, as I said, I'm trying to get more into the digital side. So that's a new project of mine. Yeah.
I know there's a sex work party tonight.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
We can pull up the information.
Yeah, you pull it up. Do you feel like you can connect easier with other sex workers because you are one?
Here's the thing. It's a little bit difficult. And what I found is that, not to be mean, but like a lot of sex workers can have like some personal issues. So I've had some friends and things have just gone south because of like, cattiness and like, oh, well, you took my client and this and that. And yeah, so I mean,
That's
but there's
interesting.
cool people out there too. I'm not saying that there's not.
Right.
It's just difficult when you mix business with friendship, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Is this something that okay, so I've listened to like one podcast episode. It was an episode of Death, Sex, and Money, and this woman who was a sensual massager, and she was saying like, oh, this is just something I'm trying to do to make extra money. Would you say this is something that you're doing because you enjoy doing it?
Oh, 100%. Like, I'm all about it. Like, to me, this is the most liberating thing I could ever do. I feel like I'm financially free. I feel like I can just express myself, get creative, learn more about myself, help people. It's amazing.
Yeah. How much do you think that your role has changed from when you kind of started versus now?
So,
Like, what have you learned that or
so
knowledge you
much.
can share with people?
I've learned all about men. I feel like I know so much about men and their needs, and like the biggest thing, like I don't believe in monogamy personally. Even though I just got out of a marriage, like I wanted to try it, and sure enough, it wasn't for me. But I will say that like some guys that look so innocent, they are seeing other women. And this might not be a popular opinion, but I just think all men, given the opportunity, they would see other people. So, yeah, I just believe that.
I don't disagree.
It's not a diss.
I don't yeah.
It's not a diss, and women do it too. But, ultimately, like, people have needs, and, like, I don't think you can get all your needs met from one person. And so, like, when I first started, I was just like, oh, if one guy doesn't want me or, it's like he doesn't talk to me ever again, I'm just heartbroken. But it's like there's a lot more men that want me or people that I'm better off with. And, like, I just don't worry about that stuff anymore,
Yeah. 7 billion people on the planet.
Exactly.
Like, there's no reason to.
Exactly.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
I'm just more comfortable now too. Like I was really naive and really shy, and now I'm just like more outgoing, and yeah, it's just helped me. Yeah.
That's really cool. Is this something you can see yourself doing forever?
I could, honestly, and I will say that I think it's healthy to take breaks, because even if you do something like for a long time, it could be any job, like you can get burnt out. So you have to travel, you have to take breaks, like you have to, like, I took like, 2-3 years off of working and just traveled and found myself. Do you know what I mean? But this work is so like freeing and so liberating. I just love it. Like I'll always come back to it,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've asked all of my questions. Do you have anything left, Emily?
Yeah, so during sensual massage, so let's say they don't, so like, I guess this is a really, really specific question, but like, what do you think the differences are between kind of the, sterile massage studios you described earlier versus kind of getting a massage in your studio, like for the person who just wants a good back rub?
So the differences, I would say it's basically, it's draping optional if you come to get a sensual massage. Like when you're getting a massage at a professional, space, you have to be all tucked into the sheets. And then it's just, I don't know. I feel like when you touch somebody, sometimes like it elicits, sexual responses. And like guys, like if you're in a sterile massage studio, you might get embarrassed if you get hard. But like, with me, it's just like, oh, whatever, no big deal. And it's an ancient healing art. Like why cut it off and say that you cannot, nurture the sexual aspect of it? Like why do that?
Yeah, so do you think, I know that it's very important to hydrate after a regular massage. Would you say it's even more important to hydrate after a sensual massage?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because you've depleted your, fluids and whatnot. So yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Right. I hope you're drinking plenty of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any other like stories or just any other anecdotes that you maybe want to add?
I don't know. I would say if you've never had one before, you should try it, just because, like I said, it's just so freeing. Like you can just lay there and like, orgasms feel amazing. You can get like your muscles worked, and
I think I might actually send a friend to you.
Oh, really? Okay, awesome. I'm trying to build up a clientele here, and
he keeps saying how his dick don't work. So maybe it'll help.
I do have one last question. I ask this to every guest. What advice would you give to somebody who's interested in being a sensual massager?
What I would say is that you have to make sure you're in it for the right reasons. Like, it's not quick work. It's very like slow, and it's a different pace than doing like other types of sex work. You want to make sure that you're there for the other person and like you do a good job. Don't rush the session. Like just massage them, make them feel good. Like it's all about foreplay. It's not about getting to the point. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's awesome.
How long does a session last normally?
Typically an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do like a 3-hour thing. So I'm also lazy.
Oh. So if you're not used to it, yeah, like when I first started doing just massage in general, like in school, we just did like maybe an hour, but then I got booked like 7 hours, before like during like work. So I wasn't used to that. And like after the fourth one, I'm just dead. So you have to take care of your body. It's physical work.
Yeah. Just giving a massage in general, I feel like is so exhausting. So I can't. And like that's like a 15-minute massage for like my sister whose like back is really tense because she studies all the time, So I can't imagine like.
So even
an
if
hour
you just
long.
take like, you can look at massage videos online and just learn how to do it. Learn like body mechanics, just learn techniques, and then you can like enhance your practice. And on top of that, you get paid well, and then you get to do your own thing. So yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and I guess one thing, do you have any like massage tips for maybe like I have a boyfriend, I would love to like I don't know, rub him down.
So learn the erogenous zones. That's very important because as I said, it's like foreplay. So you want to learn how to like touch like the inside of the knee, like neck, earlobes, fingers. Like, I mean, in sessions I've done where I like suck on the guy's fingers, which you would never think of, but like it sends all the signals down below, and it's like everything's connected. So
yeah, my boyfriend won't let me suck on his toes.
I mean, toes though, like, I mean, if the guy's clean or he like takes a shower, like, yeah, toes, that's highly erogenous, and like just guys love that.
That is so interesting. I never thought about that.
I kept seeing a bunch of memes about it, and I was like, Zach, and then he was like, we could do whatever you want, and then I think one time I tried it, and he saw me reaching for his toe, and he bursted out laughing, and it wasn't very sexy, I'm gonna be honest.
Aw.
You tried. That's what matters.
I didn't do a very good job, but I did try.
That's good.
So like the neck, fingers, toes.
Yes, I would say like the hips too, on guys. I think women, but on guys too, they like that.
Okay, so specifically like massaging those areas, or even just kind of like a light stroke?
So you want to do like really light fingertips, or if you have some nails, really light nails like that. Okay. If you see the hair like standing up, then you know that you're doing a good job.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
so cool. The things that you learn in the
I do
business.
a technique too. It's like the reach around, like if they're on their stomach and I'm working on their back and legs, and I just reach under and just like fondle the balls and like, just the tip of the penis and all that. And they really like that. They'll just kind of like stand up on the table, and then it's like, oh, time to flip. So
yeah. Wait, what do you do if somebody starts like giggling?
Oh, then I'll kind of back off. Yeah. So some like to be tickled though, so then I'll just do some more. Just whatever they want, like people communicate with you and tell you what they like, and you just...
Honestly, I think there are a lot of pros to getting a sensual massage, even if you don't want the like services.
Yeah.
Because I know there are times when I'm on a massage table and it fucking hurts, but I'm too afraid to tell them. I feel like,
speak up. Yeah, that's the big thing. Like massage therapists want you to speak up, or sensual massage therapists do too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, do you think people are more comfortable speaking up?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I've had guys that are just like, do it this way and do that next and this and that, and then some don't, and then I'll ask them and guide them, and yeah. So
That's super cool. Well, Celeste, thank you so much for coming to speak with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are so happy to have you. And you can follow us on Instagram at Candy Girl Podcast or on Twitter at Candy Girl Pod. And you had an email.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in what I have to offer, you can just email me for now. As I said, I'm still setting up social media. So the email is celestemassages with an S @gmail.com.
Perfect.
All right. And once you get your social media set up, we will share it on our Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, we will hear from you guys next Friday.